welcome back.
I have a complaint already.
Well, what do you know? Tom's back.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, like
you're back. We're happy to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I listened to your show actually.
It's just it's the
actually
podcast.
I put it actually like minimizes the whole thing.
Of course it does.
Actually, I could have said I watched your show.
Actually, I'm happy to see you back.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, welcome back. Phil tried to be the locomotive.
It was good. I liked the show. I did.
You sat in your seat. I was like, "Are you sure you're going to sit there in the locomotive seat?"
That sucks. Yeah.
He was a wimpy locomotive.
Really?
Ooh.
I thought it was.
He was like an electric train.
Honestly, like an electric train. Yeah. Good for the environment.
It was good for the environment, but definitely not as fun.
Yeah.
He did teach us a new word, cosmeticians.
Yeah.
I have to apologize to Phil that he actually.
I refuse to apologize for that because
I don't approve. It's not a word to me.
The OED says that word hasn't been a thing since the 70s.
You know what? It's only 100 years old. To me, that's not a real word.
Yeah, that's an old word, and it's evolved into a new word.
I thought it was good. I was just throwing that out there.
I appreciate Phil coming on.
I appreciate
and
you
Matt
doing the show. The show must go on. That's our motto.
Pod must go on.
Because we have an audience, and even, and we want to put out a quality product. And even though you guys put out that product the other day, I thought it was decent. I mean,
actually,
I thought it was we like to put out quality products, and we don't always hit it. Like the other day, for instance, you guys didn't hit it, but like it's important to put the product out there. That's all right.
So now that we're at season 2, episode 4, what's the complaint? We're back to the complaint.
Oh, the complaint is this.
And who will lodge this complaint? And
I'm lodging it.
And where will it be lodged?
I'm asking you guys for it's much like at work.
When
I have a complaint, I go to you guys to help me properly dispose of my complaint. My complaint is this. I got this beautiful LoC Pod coffee cup right here.
Oh, no.
You remember who gave that to you.
You're playing with fire right now.
It was, I believe it might be Judge Marissa, if that's correct.
Also known as your wife. Yes.
Yeah. Well, like, not a lot of thought was put into this coffee cup.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't mean it like that.
I'm backing off this complaint.
What in tarnation?
Because you have to understand, like,
stand by.
When I'm on LoC Pod, I'm a video star also. It's not just radio. It's not just the people listening. People actually like watch us. So when I go to drink my coffee, right?
Yes.
On video,
yes.
I got the camera right on me, right?
Okay. See?
And I grab it naturally with my right hand.
Because you're right-handed.
Because I'm right-handed. And then I pull up the coffee.
Uh-oh.
And what do you see, Lindsay, on my coffee cup?
Somebody who is...
You see nothing. There's nothing on this side.
There's something
the LoC Pod logo is on the wrong side.
You know what? I think you're being a little ungrateful right
now.
This was a gift. What I'm saying.
This was a gift.
I agree, but like, it would
free.
probably cost an extra dime to put the LoC Pod logo on both sides.
Marissa, I love my glass. I'm going to drink it this way, though.
Because yours is right-handed. Mine is left-handed. I think Marissa mixed up our coffee cups.
We could just switch.
Marissa's
I have
left-handed.
a paper cup. We could just
But
trade.
like, the thing is, it's all about the visual, Lindsay.
You know what?
Well,
like, I have to change to left-handed coffee drinking.
That's no fun.
I can't do it.
The complaint
I've
has
been drinking right-handed my whole life.
I have too.
Now suddenly I'm supposed to be left-handed.
Just because you're on TV?
Because we want LoC Pod logo to be on there. So that's what I'm saying. I love the cup. I just think some more thought could have been put into it.
What Marissa? This is that's a good point, Lindsay. Ungrateful.
Kevin,
I think Lindsay's shaking
I love my
her
wife
head right now.
I love Judge Marissa.
What's that, John?
Why are you drinking your cup like Trump, holding it with 2 hands?
2 hands? Oh, because when I turn it, when I drink it like this, it turns white too. So I was trying to like turn it this way so I could drink it this way.
Hold it, yours is left-handed also.
Well, it's not when I pick it up, but when I go to drink it, it becomes a little.
See, made for left-handers.
I'm not complaining though. I love it.
I think she did it on purpose. I think it's
like
her
these
little
guys
joke.
are going down.
Like
She's a lefty.
joke? That's funny.
Dude, this is bullshit. I know her. I know her deep.
She's like, I'm going to give him left-handed coffee mugs.
Give us left-handed coffee cups.
Tom knows Marissa deep.
She's a proud, she's a proud left-hander.
She is.
So she's like, I'm going to
a sneaky left-hander.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
She likes to throw it in there too.
Come on,
I'm left-handed.
This is not a coincidence.
Or she'll give us the
There's one logo. It just happens to be on the left-hand drinking side.
She's like left-handers
oh, you're right-handed.
are smarter.
Oh, you just got a regular white coffee cup then. But left-handed, LoC Pod.
Left of center.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? This is right up Marissa's alley.
Oh, it may be thoughtful after all. The more I think about it.
Not really, because you still can't drink it.
But if you drink it left-handed, you see the logo.
Well, I'm not drinking it left-handed.
I
can't do that.
Left of center. John, I think you hit it.
That might be it.
Marissa, she's a genius.
Let's do our sponsors. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
We spent 9 minutes on this.
All right. Yes.
By the way,
let's do our sponsors.
We've been on 9 minutes.
What scary.
Horrible product.
7 minutes of music, but
yeah, people do love that song. Thank you to our sponsors. Misprint Printing with both Munster and Hammond locations. Rick Baltonsberger and his team are there for absolutely all of your printing needs. He's responsive, fast, and good. Banners and signs of all sizes, from wrapping cars to business cards. No job is too big or too small. Call Rick or Teresa at 219-836-2517.
Shoops Hamburgers, fresh, never frozen, handcrafted and cooked to crispy perfection. A Shoops hamburger spills out of the bun. Throw in an order of fries, a shake, and a bowl of their famous homemade soup, Mayor's favorite, or chili, and it's no wonder that the Calumet Region folks have been coming to Shoops for generations. Located right off 8094 at the Indianapolis Boulevard North exit in Hammond, or call for carryout at 219-845-7090. You know what? Something I noticed when I was in California?
No.
I actually asked it for asked about this.
That would be really cool if I noticed.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, you like In-N-Out Burger.
You're
like, what the hell? How did you know that?
So as someone who at least lived in California for a little bit, maybe this is something you remember.
I mean, 18 years.
I noticed that
a little bit
when you talk about interstates in California, unlike the Midwest, they say, hey, did you take the 405 or the 10? And around here, it's like I was on 8094 to 65.
I never say that.
But they do out there?
I think you're
the 10, the 405.
Californians.
Okay, maybe. That'd be even more interesting to me. Mm-hmm. So in Southern California, they say the 405 to the 10, the blah, blah, blah.
I think they do that, honestly, because there's so many damn highways there.
Could be.
Yeah.
But here they just
I don't think we ever really said that.
Take 8094 to 65. Is that a state highway?
I got pulled over on Highway 29. We don't say I got pulled over on the 29.
Interesting. See, maybe it's a SoCal thing.
It's a Southern Cal. I'm helping you.
Thank you.
I'm helping you translate Californian.
I appreciate that. I need it.
I speak Californian.
You do.
Yeah. I mean, he's just like...
Don't just accuse Dad because he lived there.
Hey, he's like totally stereotyping.
But he's no-Cal.
I was no-Cal.
Yeah. He's not a dweeb.
That's right.
I didn't think so.
That's right.
I never think
so.
Yeah. My daughter knows what's up.
Yeah.
That's right.
No-Cal.
No-Cal.
All right.
John, this is unprecedented. We're doing something for the first time ever. We're going to have John actually do a commercial.
Many people may not know this, but I am a bit of a voiceover professional.
Really?
Well,
you have a voice for radio?
When people... Little known fact: when people call into City Hall, that's my voice.
By the way, I did. That is a true story.
Yeah. It's true. However, it's also still promoting the October fall.
I just muted you.
Kevin, nobody needs to hear that.
No, here, check this out.
John's like, Happy Halloween from the City of Hammond.
It might even be before Halloween at this point. Yeah. Go ahead and call today.
The City of Hammond will be having a July 4th festival
where it is.
2019.
It's John. It's John's voice.
Now check this out.
All right, here we go. Take one.
Calling the City of Hammond.
That's the voice.
That is.
Okay, here we go. Latitude commercial.
Would you do Latitude commercial in the City of Hammond voice?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
That'd be great.
I'm going to summon the Allstate guy.
What's really funny is I'm going to be Latitude commercial's phone voice.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Latitude Commercial is a full-service commercial real estate brokerage.
Press 3.
Is it Latitude putting you to sleep or the ad?
Good question.
Press 3 for commercial real estate. Press 4 for leasing.
Yes.
Press 5 for Aaron McDermott's fantasy football team.
Would you like to trade a baseball card? Press 7.
To check out our eBay listings.
How about a game of pool? Press 8.
Here we go.
Latitude's paying for this. Let me remind everybody.
And property management firm specializing in northern Indiana and the Chicago suburbs. Local tenants to national developers have benefited from Latitude's experience in the commercial real estate market. When you select Latitude Commercial, you get Chicagoland expertise with worldwide marketing and networking ability. Whether you are a developer looking to sell, a tenant looking to expand, an investor looking to purchase, or an owner in need of a property management service, Latitude can help. Contact Latitude at 864-0200 or at latitudeco.com so they can get to work for you. We may not be the best, but we try our best.
I hate that logo. That is not their logo, right?
It's not their motto.
Thank you. we
nice
may
work,
not
John.
be the best, but we try hard.
Can you also say something about the Autumn Craft Fair at the end of that?
Martin Luther King virtual ceremony is this Monday.
By the way, it is.
It is. Good job. Yeah. I like that voice.
Check that out, by the way. Yeah. You're going to save yourself from the cold weather. It's probably going to be the warmest MLK day ever on record.
I agree, right?
And you won't be able.
I always
you won't
say
have to walk.
MLK March is it's always the coldest day of the year,
except when it's virtual.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ooh, Kelly Reed.
One more sponsor
in the chat is getting wild.
You want it?
What's that?
Yeah, that's a pretty sexy voice you got there. Thank you, Kelly.
Metropolitan Steel is a proud union contractor and AISC Advanced Certified Erector with over 60 years of combined experience serving the Chicagoland area. All at Metropolitan Steel's work is performed to exact project specifications, engineered procedures, and code requirements. For more information, call us at 708-474-2072.
You know,
all right, we're back.
After John, like, that was kind of lackluster, Dad. You should really pick
I thought it
up
was
the
very
pace.
Professional. Personally,
after John though, like he was just so phenomenal.
Sexy
You know
people
what?
are saying.
It's just about the new voice. It's just whatever.
It's all
It's all
about
the
the
new
voice,
thing.
you
It's like
know?
when the McRib
Dad
comes
was
back.
just too casual. Like John took it so seriously, and anything
John
after
did.
that was just like.
I had this
lackluster.
strong urge to press like 4 though. During the
I
bink, like bink, like what the hell's going
Zero
on?
for
Bink.
operator. Zero for operator.
Right. So
Good
hey,
work,
I know we have a lot of audience members from the European Union. I mean, we all know that we are the #1 podcast in Belgium. And, you know, this isn't Belgium. It's close to Belgium, though, to Denmark.
The
you know,
Oh.
there is
What is?
Denmark.
Denmark, yeah.
I've been to
Northern
Denmark.
Europe,
Have you
right?
been to Denmark?
I have not. Did you?
Amsterdam.
The sub? Oh, Denmark doesn't have Amsterdam. That's the
Oh,
Netherlands.
that's in Netherlands. My bad. I have not been to Denmark.
Denmark has Copenhagen.
No, I have not been to Denmark then.
Do just out of curiosity,
Yeah,
does
our
the sub
listeners
go to
in
Denmark?
Denmark are so offended.
that?
Is there a sub base in Denmark?
No,
Just out
we
of
went
curiosity?
to Rotterdam.
Rotterdam.
We pulled
okay.
in Rotterdam.
Also Netherlands, right? Or no?
Yeah, it's the Netherlands.
Okay.
And then we went from Rotterdam to Amsterdam, of course, where
Can't have much fun if you're a
we did
seaman.
not. That's where I saw Red Hot Chili Peppers. We went into this already. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah. So anyway, that was the first time I've seen Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was blown away. Like it was an experience. They had the
In
tube
the
socks.
80s, by the way.
The tube socks.
The tube socks days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was back in
interesting.
the day. So anyway,
Speaking of,
speaking of tube socks, there's a new cartoon in Denmark that's getting some controversy, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. There's a Denmark debuts new children's TV show about a man with a huge and uncontrollable penis. This is a true story.
you're not.
Nice.
This is disgusting.
Yeah,
This is
so
terrible.
this is not disgusting. This is not terrible. This is true. So we want
It's hilarious.
John Dillermand is the name of the show. It's Denmark's flagship
John
TV
Dillermand.
Dillermand. Denmark's flagship TV station has suffered blowback over its newest children's TV program, John Dillermand, an animation starring a man with a penis so massive and flexible it could save children from danger. It could fetch objects from a river and operate a pogo stick.
Well, whose can't, John?
Hold on.
Yeah.
This show, whose 13 episodes are available to watch on the DR networks, follows its titular character as he navigates an array of unexpected scenarios caused by his huge genitalia. So,
Do you mind if I play the trailer for this?
would you please?
Will
It
we get
is
flagged
ridiculous.
on Facebook?
I don't think
There's
so.
no FCC on us. We could talk about this. Is
No, I mean,
legitimate.
like,
By the way, this is not.
copyright.
It seems like it's made up just for the show. It's not. This is a true story. So,
Yeah, but
I've got some comments on this, but I'll
give this-
save them
Can you-
for. See if this is going to work.
Yeah, if we get shut off.
Han er verdens længste dillermand. Der er næsten ikke noget, han ikke kan. Med det, han kan svinge den rundt, han kan blive lidt flov.
It's got a very.
Hvis han bare fik lov, John Dillermand. Ja, det kan.
Yeah. Yes, this is how the podcast works.
no, I thought it played. All right, I think we get. So this is legit. We're talking about. The thing I was thinking about, let's say I'm drowning or something, right?
Like in
And
reality
John
on the
Dillerman,
show.
I'm drowning, and John Dillerman comes along to save me, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm about to take my last
You're
gasp,
flailing.
and then this humongous penis
Member.
comes in to save me, right?
Thank God.
You're like, oh my God. And then you see this humongous
Member.
John Dillerman member. Just grab on. Like, I'll pull you up. It's like, nah, it's all right. I'll just drown.
Die.
It's been a good life.
Here's what. Yeah, I'm drowning here.
Who saved you? This humongous penis saved
I'm
me,
trying
actually.
to die in
Like,
peace here, you know?
Here's what I'm thinking. What if your name's really John Dillermand?
good question.
Now what?
question,
These
yeah.
poor guys. I guarantee you there's a... Could you look up, John? Can you do a look up?
Absolutely.
I guarantee you in Lake County there's a John Dillerman.
I
This
hope
poor,
not.
This
Poor guy.
sitting around like...
Just doing his
all
own.
of a sudden, there's a cartoon named after you and a man.
Maybe
with
they
like
think you're well endowed, though.
But like,
Hi, I'm John Dillermand. Oh,
hello,
hello, John.
I've heard about you. I happen to be Danish.
That's crazy. I just think I don't get the premise. Like, well, how is that going to be helpful for children?
I don't know. Maybe it's just funny. I think it explains why we do so well overseas with this show in particular. Like, you know, we are the #1 Belgium rated show, and if they'll watch a show about a dude with like an extremely large member, then they'll watch us all day long.
Oh, yeah. This is great.
We're so much better than John Dillerman.
What's on the TV? Well, you got Left of Center or John Dillerman.
I'll watch Left of Center.
Well, you guys
we'll
have
do
to
Left of
think
Center.
about like the cartoons of like SpongeBob SquarePants isn't
Yes.
like as obviously inappropriate, but there are definitely some things that they sprinkle in there for the adults.
Well, that's
to keep it
fine. But I mean,
entertaining.
this is like...
But like Ren and Stimpy was like super out there, like weird like this. This is like in your face, but
That's
it's
what I
not
mean. It's in your
unusual.
face. It's in your face.
I
For
think it's
kids,
just-
it's in your face. In their
It's
face.
different overseas, man. TV.
It must be.
Completely
Well, yeah.
different.
Let me tell you,
You
like,
can have nudity in commercials, man.
well,
It's-
the Netherlands they have kids that work in sex shops. I mean, like selling like sex toys, and they'll have like a 10-year-old selling it. I'm not
Is this
kidding.
from your Amsterdam trip?
Yeah, it's from my
Whoa.
answer. Like,
Yeah,
but like
experience,
sex out
like,
there
you
is
saw this
totally
happening.
different. Like sexuality is totally different than it is here. Way
it's
more
sex
like
positive, culture.
they're just like
Open.
Like it's part of life over there.
It is
And,
part
like,
of life.
Like they have, like it's a pretty crazy place.
Well, I mean, definitely, I would think that, they always say America's more conservative sexually because of puritanical roots. Is that still true?
I am puritanical.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, I'm very prudish.
The Calvinists did this to
Hey,
us.
if you approach it in a medical way, sex is just like a normal part of life.
How
Hey,
do you guys
says
feel
the
about
newlywed.
this? What's your personal opinion on this, though? Do you think this is insane? Or
Yeah.
what?
I think it's insane.
13. I mean, how many episodes could you make about a guy with a humongous penis?
I just think it's...
He's very helpful.
13 episodes? Like, okay.
What's
so
he gonna do today?
The guy's drowning. Okay, the penis saves the guy. Okay, what's the next one? Guy in a fire. Penis comes in and saves you. Like, right?
He walks
like,
his dog
okay.
with it. You know?
no.
It said in the
Right?
article he walks his dog with
Right.
it.
Okay,
Very
let me guess
bizarre.
what the leash is, right?
So
Poor
weird.
dog is like, get your penis off me.
I see
like,
great
shit.
Halloween costumes, John. Ahead.
Oh my gosh, that'd be a very obscure.
By the way, I know
costume.
everybody missed me. I bust
Oh,
out
yeah,
John
here we
Dillerman
go.
as soon as I come back.
Welcome.
Right. I'm
How
like
about
a
let's go
12-year-old.
on to something more serious?
Yeah, why don't we start cranking off? We got a doctor in the house, and I hate to keep him waiting. Why
All
don't
right.
you and I crank out 3 more commercials while we get Dr. Mike, and then I want to ask him some questions about the vaccine.
I do. I also want to talk impeachment. Number 2 impeachment.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do the ads and we'll get Dr.
All right.
Mike in.
Want to
here.
go ahead and grab him? Yeah, and then we'll bring him in here. I'll knock up the first one. McGing's Painting. Do you want an honest contractor you can trust? At McGing's Painting, you will find somebody who will give you a true consultation on what your home needs and what it takes to get the job done. From start to finish, it's more than just a coat of paint. When done, McGing's will also show you how to make sure your paint lasts for years to come. McGing's is founded on quality service, and that's what they provide every single day.
All right, McGing's Painting. Give them a call. Check out their website. New sponsor, Region Escape Room, is Northwest Indiana's premier escape room experience. An immersive
They're not new. They
puzzle
were with us early.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Region
No,
Escape-
John?
That was rapid fire, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought Region Escape Room was
Uh-uh.
with the, like in the first episode or something
No,
like
sir.
that.
This is
No.
new.
Really?
Brand new.
Okay. My
Welcome. Welcome to Region Escape Room. An immersive puzzle adventure. Find clues, solve puzzles, and beat the clock. Fun for the whole family. Rooms are private to only you and your group, and it's easy to book. Games are available Tuesday through Sunday. Simply book online at regionescaperoom.com or by phone at 219-501-0198. I got to tell you, Mayor, we went to Region Escape Room last Sunday for Charlie's birthday. Unbelievable fun.
Oh, yeah?
The whole family went, solved it with 26 seconds left. It was great.
Oh, yeah?
Jessica and her
But
crew
you
there.
still won, right?
We won. We were winners.
You gonna
we
give us
still
like
were
the
winners.
secret on how to beat that maze, or is it?
Well, there's like 5 of them there.
Did you get the
I'm
LoC
telling
Pod
you,
special?
You and your family would have a blast there.
You do the LoC Pod. You take advantage of our podcast.
I did not.
You're like, you know who I am, right?
No.
Oh.
Kevin
gosh.
Smith from
Did
LoC
not.
Pod. You
Did
guys
not.
Yeah.
I did
I
not.
want the LoC Pod discount.
I'm hoping they sponsored because they figured out who I was. No, it was a lot of fun. I would totally encourage it. It's so much fun. Downtown Whiting. Go to Region Escape Room either on Facebook or wherever they are online. It was a lot of fun.
I think our family would take it.
Over there. I love that
Here he
market
is.
trails.
Whoa.
Hey,
who's
Michael,
that?
what's up? Throw on your headphones,
Hi,
dude.
guys. So
Who's
listen,
that
Here, I got
wonderful
one more.
voice?
Let me do this last
do your thing. I
two.
was just
Midwest Air Duct Cleaning. Are your allergies going crazy? Is your furnace just not as effective as it was last winter? Your air ducts may need cleaning. For quality and affordable air duct cleaning, contact Marinko at 219-671-8868 or at MidwestAirDuctCleaning.com for an estimate. Mention Left of Center for a 10% discount. They also have discounts for seniors, first responders, and veterans. Yep. Add it up, everybody. You can get like 80% off with all these discounts they have.
Marinko.
Call
I owe you a
Marinko.
call. By the way, I just want to put a shout out to one of our former sponsors, Bob's Plastering and Painting. He was at my house this week. Unbelievable work on the plaster.
Yeah.
Had some new plaster.
That's
Had some
artistry.
plaster work.
That's
It is.
truly
You're right.
artistry.
I mean,
There's
it
no
worked
doubt.
on the crown molding. It looks perfect.
It's
Where it was-
beautiful.
Michael,
So-
what's up, man?
Hi, you guys. I was sort of totally jealous. I heard the joviality in
Oh.
here, and I was like, I'm usually involved in the
We were
joviality.
talking about John Dillerman, a new cartoon in
Danish.
the Danish
Denmark.
cartoon.
I didn't see him.
It's about a man with a 4-foot long penis that he does things with, like saves people. Like if you were drowning, he'd throw his penis into you and save you.
Mike's like, the Greeks what's so unusual about that?
The Greeks had this Eros, the guy who was always leaned back, and he had this giant phallus that was almost 3 times the size of his torso.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they got the idea.
Well, it's not fresh idea. Okay?
No, it's old, ancient.
Really?
No.
See, Dr. Mike is taking my side. It's totally natural.
Totally natural.
Yeah,
That doesn't
exactly.
surprise me.
It is not natural with me. I'm Irish.
You're
You know?
lying. You got tiger king over here.
Catholic
That's
Yeah,
what the
it's
single
bad.
guys all say. This is natural.
I'm not as long as him, but I'm extremely flexible like him. So.
They got a new deal on the Facebook this morning. They got a brand new constrictor that they show for guys can order it right off. It was on the Facebook right before your podcast.
Is this when we go off the rails? This is when the locomotive is not
What a
leading.
constrictor. What is this for?
And
Oh,
for
no.
maintenance.
Use your
Please
let's
don't.
just
Please
use your
don't.
Aging
let's use your
maintenance.
imagination.
What do you think?
Okay.
This is on your
I
Facebook
think it's
feed?
so you last
It
longer.
came.
doesn't
It was right next to your.
No,
this
you know,
one
no,
I saw
no.
left of
Let me tell
center,
you
and it was
something.
right underneath.
By the
That's
way,
why we're
For
going.
sale.
That's where we're going.
It's shop here. It said.
Okay, hold on, John. Let me ask you a question. John's our tech expert.
I'm disassociating.
John, let me ask you a question. John,
Nothing's
yes.
illegal.
You know a lot about Facebook and social media and stuff, right? You're like my expert. So, like, I've never seen a constrictor, anything related to a
The
penis
first time
on
I
my
saw it,
Facebook.
I've never
it was
even
just
heard
the
of
first
one.
If
time.
you
Okay.
have that on your
Liar.
Facebook feed, doesn't it mean you've done searches in the past or
Absolutely.
something, right?
Absolutely.
I
It's
call
like
you
if-
on that.
If I type in
History.
polo into my search right
Here's
now,
what I
all of a
wonder.
sudden on Facebook I'll have like polo
Here's what I wonder.
commercials.
Here's what I wonder.
100%.
Right.
I wonder if the algorithm
Yeah.
did that after we played the.
Oh,
played
that's
the,
there's a good possibility
yeah.
that's why all that shit pops up. on my
I think
phone.
Dr. Mike's doing searches on penile implants and
That's
stuff.
my
like
iPad.
Not
that.
in there.
implant. That's totally different. That's a spring. They're
I'm
gonna
a
have
doctor, that's
spring-loaded
different.
ones when it's time for me.
I've never seen anything like
I
that.
don't want
on my
to
Facebook.
switchblade. I want the
I think
spring-loaded.
there's something going on with your
And by the way,
searches.
Pfizer, who does make the vaccine, is also responsible for for Viagra.
Well, let's
So-
talk. Let's talk
Right.
about COVID.
Just a
because we
reminder.
have
They
you
should
in
do
here.
like dual dose, like COVID vaccine and Viagra.
It's, some of these elderly that shouldn't be doing it shouldn't receive that combo.
Really?
I would
Or
think
the
that's a
youth,
bad
or these
idea.
youth. You get a 16-year-old getting in. He's jiffed all day anyway.
The Utes.
You know.
Yeah.
Can we welcome Dr. Mike officially and get into some topics?
Like we just started like
I
coming-
love
this is a little
seniors.
preview of what the damn show is going to be like.
Speaking of long
And
penises,
that's
hello,
on-
Dr. Mike.
Hey,
Nice to
table.
see you there, Johnny. Yeah. Hey.
So we have Dr. Michael
Hey.
Foreit from
Hey.
Comprehensive Care here today. Dr. Mike.
Thank you for having me.
I think your phone's going off, dude.
Well, you
Let's.
got to
I'll
turn
turn
off
that
your
shit off.
Oh,
sound.
thank you.
What
Well,
is going on?
the
That's a first.
professionalism
We've been
of our
in,
show. That's
we've
not a
been
first.
in 2 seasons.
That is not a first.
Who else did that?
It was
Oh, it's
Judge
my brother.
Stefaniak.
Yes.
I probably should take this. I'm just kidding.
Is anyone shocked by this?
It's
Please
the
stand by.
hospital.
Chris is not a
Things are-
subscriber. Come on, Chris. Download. By the way,
I'm turning this off.
I made sure Dr. Mike was a subscriber to LoC Pod. I hijacked his phone and subscribed
No,
on
that's
it.
the way to do it.
You should
right.
see some of the things people put in for me. My
bet.
nephew put in.
It's why you get constrictors
Yeah,
on
oh,
your
I can't even
Facebook when you
talk
do
about
search.
some of this stuff.
So, Michael,
Yes, sir.
let's talk COVID.
Yeah.
Let's talk COVID.
I'm injected.
I was
I've been
gonna ask
shot
you,
once.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
When'd you get it?
I had it.
I didn't see it on Facebook, man. I mean, I figured you'd do something social
one of
media.
those things with my shirt off and things like that, showing the.
Why
Pull
not?
that mic over. It
Yeah.
goes.
People want to see what you do, Mike. I'm being dead serious. I'm not being
Okay, well here I'll
sarcastic.
tell you what I did. You know, I was a vax hesitant. Okay, I would absolutely tell you. My concerns early in life were, and these are what some of the vax hesitant people worry about. Some of the side effects that they always are going to be questioning with the typical vaccinations that people get, and with the rapidity of the way this shot was developed, because they never had a previously successful vaccine for an RNA virus. This thing was always constantly changing, and so they never had one that worked. Okay, so what happened is that they had a lot of energy had already been put in from the SARS virus in 2003, and so they took some of this tech and they just threw a lot of dough at it real quick, and they came up with something that worked for this corona. And it's totally different tech than we've had. It doesn't have adjuvants. People worry about the mercuries, the aluminums, the silvers, the things like that were in early vaccines. This has none of that in that. This is a totally different way of
So it's
it
like a
going in.
new way of doing vaccines, you think?
It's a new way. It's an introduction. Instead of in the old days, they would use what they called attenuated, where they would heat the bug, or they would give you a clipping of the bug or something like that, and your body would have a reaction smaller than normal, but you would have a recognition of the problem already.
So would that be like for the mumps, measles, those
all that
kind of
yeah, that kind of stuff, and so your body would have sort of a clue as to when it shows up quick. They don't have to like figure out what it is. They already recognize it, and pow, they'll send shit at it right away
and beat it.
and beat it. But With this one, they don't actually introduce the virus. They uncorked its gene code in January of this last year, of previous year, and so they take a chunk of its just a particulate, and they give the instructions to our body to create little micro viruses.
Wow.
Little chips of it. So our body actually produces the thing that we then react to, the antibodies towards that, and it's something that we've produced. And the RNA, the messenger RNA that gets into our cells, it dissipates. Okay, it does. It goes away. So it doesn't affect our. To this day, they don't have any long-term studies. This stuff's pretty.
Are you worried about side effects at all, or?
I'm beyond the reproductive age. Okay.
Okay.
I would reverse it though for the right. I would reverse it or do if I find
if the right opportunity presented itself.
In a second.
Why do you need 2 doses?
That's a great question. First dose introduces it and gets your body ready, and I think the second dose is the whopper that gets you the bigger effect. And I'm looking forward.
So Mike, so there is actually a first, second dose as far as like you can't get. Like if I went in and I'm like, hey, this is my second dose, it's an actual different dose that they give you, or
no, but it's your body reacts to it.
Okay.
It's already
the same amount both times.
It's already got a little introduction, okay, and then you get it again, and it's like, whoa,
gotcha,
okay,
I know this,
but it's the same shot. It doesn't matter
same
if you
shot.
If I get as long as I get Pfizer, I get the
you got to
same
get the
shot twice.
Pfizer. You've got 21-day gap.
Gotcha.
Moderna's a 28-day gap.
I want to mention this real quick. My dad got it yesterday. I helped sign him up earlier this week. If you have anybody 70 and over, you can sign up on the Indiana website, which is ourshot.in.gov. It was very easy. I had my dad and my mom on the phone with me. I filled it out.
Where did
for
they
them.
do it?
They actually did it at St. Margaret's in Hammond.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's where I went.
Yeah, 8th floor.
The sisters were kind to me. They opened the door for the first time for me because I compete
Very
with them.
nice. That's right.
But Claude's
and John's got it up.
He's sort of the boss there, right?
Sort of something like that.
So it's up on our on the screen. You can see it. I would encourage anybody who has parents, aunts, uncles, friends, grandparents, whatever, get them signed up.
What's
on
the name
there.
of the
It's
website
very
again,
simple.
Kev?
It's OurShot, OurShot.in.gov. You click on it. It tells you make an appointment. It takes a little bit of time. In fact, when I got in there, it said the waiting time was 90 minutes. It actually ended up moving quicker than that. So be patient with it. And as soon as you get in, you put in your zip code, and it gives you like a dozen places you can go.
Really?
And just click next appointment, and it might be 2 weeks by now or a week and a half or whatever. It was very easy when I did it early in the week. And it's not just Lake County. They'll give you sites in Porter County.
Then what do you do for the second shot? Do you have to
So my dad said they gave him the card, and they make the appointment right there for your second shot.
So you don't have to wait in line again?
No, exactly.
Right.
When you go the first time, they give you the shot, and then my dad was chatting up the nurse, and he said before he knew it, he already had been shot. No big deal, and they give him an appointment for the next time.
And then they pay attention to you for about 15 to 20 minutes.
That's what he said.
And they just don't want you to have any reaction.
Have you heard of anybody that had any reaction so far? Like, have you? I mean, I'm sure people have, but
I'm going to tell you that the people that are worn out, people that are ready to have some kind of something take over for a moment, they're going to have a little bit more of a reaction than somebody that takes care of themselves.
But these aren't side effects that are going to put you in the hospital.
Typically, no.
Right.
Oh, no, it's not going to give you anywhere near the wall.
Did your arm hurt after the shot, that kind of stuff?
People should actually rub that area and dissipate the medicine.
Before or after?
After and just sort of rub it because it dissipates it instead of keeping it in one little ball.
Right.
Okay.
It felt like when I got my flu shot, it felt like somebody injected like a tennis ball into my arm.
It's not
weird.
as bad as a tetanus.
Yeah.
And I got to compliment the people at Margaret's because I was absolutely the computer thing didn't link for me, and I had my appointment on my phone, but it didn't link through to them. But the gals were fabulous. They signed me up.
My dad said the same thing. He said it was smooth,
it was efficient and lovely.
Let me ask you a question about your staff. Then I know that Dr. Frank and you both got the shot.
Yes,
You're both
sir.
doctors. Does your staff get shots also?
They're in line to get shots.
Right.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They're
That's
in line
great.
to get shots.
Right.
So
some of them have already had it. Some of them already had their shots.
it's
They've had their
healthcare
first
providers,
shots.
first responders right now, and now 70 and over.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm glad it's moving through.
And so they just don't know about pregnancy, which I would question too.
Really?
So what do you do? You do.
Well, getting COVID's bad for pregnancy too. So
There's no doubt about it.
But I heard that there hasn't been a birth where the mother was infected. The baby has not been COVID positive.
That's awesome.
That's what I heard. I
That's
don't know true or
I
not.
didn't read
You
it.
probably
I
know
didn't
better
read
than
it.
me. But
I didn't read that. No, they just don't know yet about it. But It's only a small period of time during the pregnancy.
Have you heard anything like, oh, Pfizer's better than Moderna better than Pfizer? Because people are saying
well, how about
that.
the Johnson & Johnson? It's a single dose.
Is that coming? Or?
Only needs, it's later than others. It's coming, I think, within the next couple of weeks. Only single dose. And not only that, doesn't have near the requirements for freezing like the other one does.
And Moderna's not frozen either.
No, they have to be like super
below.
frozen. Whereas Johnson & Johnson could be placed in the fridge.
But at 97 below, it lasts 6 months. Okay, the stuff can last at 24 degrees or 25 degrees. It'll last 5 days. So it's not like it's the moment it gets exposed to temperature, it just goes that bad. Okay, that isn't the way it works. And I would tell you this. The people that still have gotten the people that have had that have gotten the COVID and have some, they think their antibodies. They think typically our antibodies are going to last in about 4 months, 5 months potentially. They don't have any real studies that have gone beyond a year with this yet.
I don't hear a lot about people that have had it getting it again, though. I mean, a couple.
Oh, I probably have had it twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And
you had what, COVID twice?
Yeah, I had it in January. And then my sister tested positive when she and I were taking care of my mom when she had a broken hip. And so...
Did you test? You tested? You had
I
antibodies?
haven't tested. I'm not bothering.
Because you just assumed because you were really sick in January.
It's like, that's something I don't typically get. And it's like...
Yeah?
Yeah, just a little of that.
But you're strong. You survived.
I do not want it. It knocked me down, my cardiopulmonary performance. I'm a Versa climber, and it knocked me down about 25% for months.
But I talked to people that had it that like Shauna Levinson, for instance. I mean,
she had it bad.
Yeah. And she's young and strong and like in great health and like it knocked
non-smoker.
And I didn't mean to bring her up. I know she's a person who watches the show, and she's better from what I understand.
Yeah, they're back. Her whole family.
But that's scary because I can't imagine. Like I've known Shauna for a long time, and she is
physically fit,
like as fit as they come.
I think that's the scary thing about this. You don't know how it's going to hit you.
Right.
You don't.
So listen, some of the things that an average person can do is maintain vitamin D. Okay, they're talking about 4,000 milliequivalents and.
If I take because I get my blood test every year. I know Dr. Mike, you guys usually do it for me at Comp Care, and I'm always vitamin D deficient.
So am I.
I can't discuss your stuff.
I'm discussing. I can bring up that. You don't bring up that other stuff.
Just say patient A.
Patient A. Let's assume that patient A is vitamin D deficient. Like, how does I go out in the sun as much as I can.
Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah,
you and I go out all the time in the summertime, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I started taking a multivitamin. Actually, way before COVID, I started taking a multivitamin, and I don't think I've been exposed yet. I really think that I got through this whole thing, which is amazing. I was running for Congress. I was shaking every hand and hugging every person you could see, and I didn't get it. So how does that happen, Mike?
I would tell you maybe you're one of those asymptomatic super spreaders.
Well, you know
Probably.
what? When you go
if
back
that's the case, that explains it.
You and I go to the same. I know you and I get a physical at the same place every year.
Yeah. Same time.
You can get the antibody test.
Same
Just
time. We do.
Yeah.
It's
Bend
better.
over.
2 for 1. Right? Cough.
Yeah.
Cough. Coming right.
And the antibody tests
it's
are
just
lovely.
way better. He does both hands at once, right?
Here we go.
Here we go. Whoa.
Hold hands.
Yes, but I would say you can do the antibody test. It's just a prick. A little prick on the finger, and
my doctor does a funny joke. Yeah. He does it every time.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
now I recognize you.
Yeah, when you take off your pants, that's what he says. He goes, "Oh, I recognize you now."
Why
And
do
you're
you
like,
guys
"Come
do
on,
this
dude."
to me?
He did that joke on me like 3 times. I'm like, "Doc, you did that joke like 3 times."
Still functioning, and we are still accepting donations.
Lindsay's going into therapy soon.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Mike, I know you can't see the chat, but there are quite a few people who have concerns in the chat about this. What would you say to them?
About John Dillerman?
About the vaccine.
Oh,
Which one?
The COVID vaccine. What do you want to say to them if they have concerns?
I'm feeling... I feel as if it was a safe injection, and I'm going to have my second one on time.
How long ago was it, Mike, that you got it?
I'm due on the 19th, so it was...
Next week?
You back it up 21 days. You do the math.
You expect me to do math? Come on, dude.
I'm asking you to go January 30th.
I'm live on the air right here.
That'd be December 30th.
Thank you.
21 days later is the 19th.
Yes, thank you, Kevin. Yes, I got to just be, and it doesn't hurt as bad as a tetanus. Okay, and the people that the Bell's palsies that were reported, the 3 or 4 or 5 Bell's palsies, those are the type of things that happen to folks that are on the brink of just the next thing that comes along.
Bell's palsy is usually temporary, correct?
Well,
usually
if people know how to take care of it, but. It's debilitating, and you look a mess, and you can't chew out of that side, and your eye doesn't water, and and things like that. So that happens, but those people are probably on the brink of something like that anyway. The next big wallop that hit them probably could have caused a Bell's palsy. And gals with fillers, it sometimes inflames the fillers, and they can all of a sudden see these beautiful fanned areas across their forehead.
There go the wrinkles.
But they're super plumpers then.
Right.
No, it's not the regular Botox. It's the
It looks like a Jabumbo.
Well,
What was that
that
line?
is.
That
I
might
don't
be
know
the
what that
title of
is.
the show.
It looks like it was a Jabumbo.
What is it? I don't know what that is.
We're going back to Eros over there with nature.
So
Your
just use
daughter
that.
is Miss
That's the
Natural.
title, John.
And congratulations to Linz. I'm so happy for her.
Hey, Michael, like, what's your? I
Changed
mean,
her name.
this is I know Mike very well. Mike and I have known each other for a long time. Kevin actually introduced Mike and I, and we've been doing business with Comprehensive Care, Dr.
Michael
Mike's
longer.
firm.
Yes.
But pretty much since the day I walked into the city hall. And they've done a great job, and our employees love the comp care, and they've saved us a lot of money, which is great. And
Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Can I tell you why?
please?
Is because Tom didn't know what was going on with work comp. And I came
It's
in.
just taken over his
And
mayor.
he had just taken over as mayor. And I said to him, I said, listen, I'm a non-algorithmic. I said, I'm not going to pay attention to some chart
Right.
that allows me to, I must follow this and do that. We always did what was best for the patient, okay? And in the first year of service, we saved him 57% in the first year
Amazing.
of service. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good reminder. that
Dabberton,
don't always do business.
tried to take credit for that. Dabberton tried.
Wow,
I hope he's
come
listening.
on, I mean,
I
He
just-
was he was one of the guests on our show.
yeah, he's a guest.
Yeah.
Anyway,
whoa.
yeah. Anyway,
Jabumbo.
it was because of Tom, and he was the first large client I had, first municipal client I had, that we maintained our sort of freedom of practice because we had demonstrated such a change, a
Yeah.
positive change, and that we've.
I
never,
was your first big client, right?
You were the first municipal client I had, and because of that, I was able to use those hard facts
And
with
numbers.
everybody, and so nobody forces me to follow any algorithm whatsoever.
And now Tom's just another client.
That's
Oh,
right.
he's a beautiful client, and I love the city. And
I get treated
my
very well by
my
them.
dad was a
They do a
Carmelite
great job.
kid for 8.5
That's right.
years,
Let's
and he
not forget
practiced
that.
50 years,
Yeah.
and Claude works at
Douglas
downtown
Park
Hammond.
Clinic.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I'm tied to Hammond. I love Hammond.
Hey, one of the things that you do very well, is cycling. Actually, I wanted
love
to ask
doing it
you.
with you.
I know you do. You and I are both big
Aw,
cyclists, Kevin.
cute.
But I know the thing that's impressive. Like I know how many miles you did this year, and I know how many miles your son Jay Axel did.
He was out yesterday again.
Whoa.
He went out yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll
it
be
was
out
pretty.
today.
The weather was okay yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was warm.
I have something about I don't. But anyway, how many miles did I know Jay did?
Dave's like 3,500.
He did
Whoa.
3,500 last year.
3,500.
Yeah, it's his second year of
That's
cycling.
300 a
Yeah,
month.
it's his second year of cycling. by the way.
Second
He's
year
a
of
beast.
cycling.
Well, I
He's a
saw him
beast.
the first year at the Wham, and he was gone.
Oh,
I saw him briefly
We
at the
love-
start.
at the beginning.
I got to
Yeah.
tell you, we love that Wham. Okay, we do. And these guys, Jay wanted to be the first
Except
one
for
across.
every year, you end up going the wrong way,
Oh,
and then
listen.
you blame everybody
Thank you.
else.
I'm
for
gonna
it.
And then you
tell
blame
you-
poor
You blame
Jake
everybody.
Jacobs
Jake
this year.
Jacobs took me this way. It's like
Okay,
Jake
listen,
Jacobs out there taking
I'm gonna
pictures.
say this
dude.
out. I'm going to say this on
Why
there.
would you listen to Jake Jacobs
Please.
about where to go?
Another
on
one
a
of our-
Jake pointed
another one
us
of our listeners, by the way.
a mile and a half out of the way.
Do you know how much we paid him for that?
Yeah,
Please, he knows who he loves Tom. Okay, he's always been there.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to give him. We still caught up. We still ran through you. We still did
We
all that.
saw your
Anyway,
route on Strava. You didn't take the right route.
I would
of course
tell
you
you-
caught up.
You know what
Of
happens
course
when
I
you
did.
go the wrong route, Kevin?
You catch up.
You get disqualified.
Oh, DQ'd. So anyway, here's
Yeah,
what I'm
give
Give
gonna
us
do.
your shirt
DQ.
back.
I would like to sponsor the new signs for next year. So instead of having a
should.
sign
Well, get on it,
that
dude.
says Wham with a little arrow that we have to be 14 feet away in order to recognize.
Uh-oh. You know,
I
you're
would-
going to make Jill mad.
Well, please, I'll pay for them. I would like Miss
Well,
Britt
get
to
on
go.
it.
I don't pay attention to this kind of thing. I'm saying it out loud.
So you go
somebody
the
else
wrong
does
way.
this.
You
I
expect
would
us to pay attention to this
I would
crap?
like a
Like-
giant arrow.
A big arrow.
That says Wham on it.
All right.
Okay, and this way it's reflective. We can see it from a
It's
mile
Dr. Mike
down
proof. It's
the
Mile
Dr.
away.
Mike proof.
Okay, not a sign with the little penciled arrow.
All right,
Okay,
here we go.
Because
You're criticizing
You know what?
Jill?
This is the complaint
You're
department. He's
criticizing
lodging a
Jill.
complaint.
Against Jill.
love the thing.
Jill
I'll
is
do it for
amazing.
the rest of my life.
You're
if I-
complaining about Jill.
She
Come
makes
on.
cheesecake for us here. For
Jill
God's
is the
sake.
best.
Oh,
dude.
listen,
Like,
I
how
would-
many people are you going to offend from our show already?
I didn't.
Yeah,
please don't
Dabberton,
take
Jill.
it.
Jill, like,
I wanna tell
by
you-
the way, both Robertsdale people.
Yes.
You have a thing against Robertsdale people.
Oh, I love Phil Schmitz. Okay, I'm going to say
We
that
all
was my
did.
favorite
We
place.
all
And
did.
if the Probst boys were capable, and I would
Give us some of that.
So
green
how many
tartar
miles did you
sauce.
do? 2,000.
I did
right?
2,200 or something like that.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
good.
no.
And,
Solid.
and I was
That's pretty good for
catching
an old
up.
guy.
Thank you. If I
You're
had,
a lot older than me.
If I had COVID again like I had last January, my kid, I wouldn't be able to keep up with my kid.
I got my skeptical face on about the COVID thing. That's my skeptical
Oh, dude, I
face.
coughed for 5 weeks. I had a
If you got it, how did I not get it?
Jill's
I don't know.
comment.
You're better in shape.
Jill's in the chat
Here's-
right
here's
now.
Jill's chat comment.
Poor girl. Wow, fuck you guys.
No.
Not guys,
That's
Jill.
just me.
Not guys.
Jill.
Jill. Wow.
Oh, I just want to make
fuck
it better.
Dr. Mike, it should say.
I
Like,
just
not
wanna-
you guys. Like,
I had guys crashing into me. You come into those moments and go, whoa, which way?
poor
And then
Jill. Jill's just
Jill,
minding her
I
own
totally
business, listen.
apologize.
And Dr. Mike's just trashing, like, the Wham. And
Oh, I
because
just
why?
wanted- I
So,
just
like,
wanted
he
an
goes the wrong way
opportunity.
and he blames others for
Look
it,
how I
right?
get slapped for wanting to sponsor something. I mean, is this the way you treat people that want to characterize the city?
All right, let me ask you another question. Tough one.
Do
Ready?
it. Do
What's
it.
your opinion on medical marijuana? I know the answer to this.
Well, I'll tell you this, okay?
This is a leading
And
question.
this is not my opinion. This is just fact. The oldest apothecary manuals in the world are Chinese, and they date back to 3,000 years prior to the first writings of Jesus' name.
Okay, so that's 5,000 years ago.
5,000 years. Guess what they talk about as number one for joint, abdominal, overall pain?
Are you saying Jesus got high?
CBD.
They talk about
CBD.
it. It's in the Bible all the time. I had this conversation with Timmy Dolan out in,
in the
in
Bible.
New York.
That may help
Cardinal.
My Jesus
Christian
never got
right
high.
get on board.
Yes.
Conservatives can get behind the Bible, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's mentioned in the Bible. What kind of incense you think they had that they were having
Frankincense,
enjoying
myrrh.
before, and weed, and some golden weed?
Gold.
Yes.
So you're saying Jesus got high?
I'm saying this stuff's been around long before Jesus was ever mentioned.
Gotcha.
All right, be
Okay.
careful about
We
Jesus.
wouldn't have receptors waiting in our spinal column and our brain and everything for this stuff. And even this hemp business, that was prohibited. It was considered, it was like in the same category as heroin. And they wouldn't let us use
That's
it.
crazy, right?
Crazy.
Took it away from making ropes.
The
with
farmers, the farmers
Right.
used to make
have- yeah.
the fields of it down in what used to be
Indiana
the greatest
would be. We could be. Well, we
marshland.
are a hemp state again because of recently passed laws
it. Yeah, we got that.
that
far.
allows us.
It's
barely.
crazy. The fields used to be filled with hemp that they would have to wholesale burn yearly in order to destroy it, and it would still come back. And any creature that ate this stuff, was cattle just roaming around, or pigs, or your chicken. Guess what we were getting? CBD in our diet every day.
Those were the
And then
days.
it was William Randolph Hearst and it was DuPont who had a synthetic that he wanted to take over, and he was worried about this hemp product. So they tied it to marijuana, and they told you, hey, it's bad news for you. And they
And it
called-
was mostly at that time. It was a lot of Mexican immigrants were known to smoke.
There was an article that I just saw that dated back to 1928, and it was the first mention of this marijuana in the Gary
Blaming the
Post.
Mexicans
It was in the
again.
Gary, and it was the Mexicans. And thank God for them introducing it to us. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it at 12 as a scout. And
You smoked weed when you were 12 years old?
it was a scout. It was
Allegedly.
a scout. We were out
Allegedly.
in the, I don't know
Really?
anything about that.
Out in the hemp field.
No, seriously. I mean, is that a serious question? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've tried
Yeah.
it before in your life. I imagine
Yeah,
were
I was
12?
a scout. We were out
12?
camping. 13, 12. Wow.
Something
We were
like that.
camping, and I thank
Wow.
my
young
my
man.
scoutmaster because I'm
What
not
else
gonna
happened with
mention
the
any of his-
Scoutmaster, by the way? Like, he gets you
Have
high.
you seen
and
John Dillerman?
I just remember.
Who is
I'm
this
not gonna
Scoutmaster?
mention
I'm
my
taking
troop,
notes
not
here.
mentioning, but he was cool enough that he brought in a
Okay,
bag.
I want
of,
to get high.
a bag of paraquat. Okay, he said to us, he said, "I know you guys are out smoking out there on the weekends, and we're going to camp."
You're freaking 12.
Now this says 13 by the
Like, get over here,
paraquat.
12-year-olds.
Do the
I know
math.
you're all doing the dirty weed.
This is after Cub Scouts. And
But this
Relo.
was, I don't know, you guys aren't old enough to remember paraquat, which was a pesticide that was sprayed on Central America. And
Don't know that. Didn't know that.
And it made a mustardy, ugly-looking weed, okay? And so it would get people sick. They would get nauseated.
They would spray it on weed?
Sprayed it on weed.
Oh,
kill
just
the
to
weed,
kill
man.
them.
Kill the marijuana crops.
And they think that's going to stop people.
Well, so what
Like,
they
I'll
did
smoke
is
that
they sold
paraquat.
it. Right, they sold it. And so my scoutmaster understood that we were smoking, so he brought in a sample of
What a sweetheart.
paraquat and regular green. He said, "I do not want you to get sick, so do not smoke garbage that looks like this."
That was a good public service.
Very
Totally
good.
Did you get
responsible.
like your little badge, like your weed badge from him?
No, I didn't. I,
I
wish
know
they
the
had
difference
it.
between
Weed
good
merit-
weed and
marijuana
bad weed.
merit
I
badge?
never made Eagle.
What
Really?
kind of scoutmaster
He
was
was
Dude,
this?
this is
Doing an illegal substance.
He's
scout
bringing you
badge.
drugs.
He's like,
No.
no,
You're
you're
lucky we're having sex.
teaching.
It wasn't-
I know
it
you
was
guys
a
are having sex,
demonstration.
so
He was teaching.
It was demonstration, and I owe them.
you
also
should have got a marijuana badge for
whittling.
that.
If I was a whittler, he threw me a piece of walnut, and I had my pocket knife, and I learned how to whittle. And to this day, I love to cut stuff. And so I owe the Scouts even that. Yeah,
really?
And the sense
Is
of
this
adventure.
guy still around?
No, they're gone. But the sense of adventure.
He's in prison?
I could tell you.
Exactly.
I
That Scoutmaster went to prison a long time ago.
I'll tell you this. The sleds that were made, we made some bent wood.
Klondike Derby.
For the Klondike Derby. We made bent wood sleds.
I'm an Eagle Scout.
And thank you, Eagle. I never made it to Philmont. But
I didn't either.
we should go. But we made
Owasapi, yes.
We made bentwood Klondike Derby sleds with formed them in my dad's in a garage at my dad's house.
Very cool.
And with all my Munster buddies, Bogus brothers, and
Yes.
all kinds of people. And to this day, the sleds are still the same ones that are used for
Isn't
the
that
troop.
cool?
That's 40 years, 45 years ago.
I just saw our troops Klondike Derby sled, Becky Anderson and Colby Beck. Colby had it. Colby passed away last year. Sad story. But Becky had the Klondike Derby sled that Colby was keeping, and she had it up on eBay or something. It was unbelievable. Same sled.
Ours are, the troop master, and I won't say his name or what number.
Don't do
he
that
said
now.
it was. He said it was. They're still
doing
in
research.
perfect condition. Perfect
So
condition.
obviously you believe in
Munster
medical.
Boy Scout troop.
So we learned a lot of great skills as Scouts.
Agreed.
You
absolutely
are a proponent of medical marijuana.
Yes, sir.
and of Boy Scouts.
I don't know how I went back there, but yeah, for sure, I love it.
Well, what about, so here we have, so you got medical marijuana, you got recreational marijuana. Illinois has both, Michigan, both,
Yeah,
correct?
right.
And nothing, what about Kentucky, Ohio, Wisconsin?
I think Kentucky is medical only for some reason.
So, Michael,
And then I'm not sure about Wisconsin, but I know Michigan is
Wisconsin's
recreational.
medical.
do you see medical as the logical step to then recreational? In other words, like, okay, let's get medical passed.
Like Illinois
and then we
skipped
get to
medical. They
recreational.
just
Yeah,
went-
exactly.
No, didn't they? No, they did go medical first.
You know, you're right, Mayor.
Yeah.
You're right. They had medical first for a couple of years, then they
Right,
went to recreational. Michigan, I don't recall doing both.
You know,
but-
some of these physicians that live on the periphery of the states, like ours, that are
On the border, you mean.
ancient, yes, and it's the patients, they don't want the opiates, and they have to go into a hospital if they have an issue with something structural or something abdominal, and just over there. They were just living across the road, and they used weed daily to control their problems. And now they come into a hospital setting, and they have to be reintroduced to opiates and things like that in Indiana, which is ridiculous.
Right. So you're, as a doctor, you're much more concerned when you see somebody taking like a Vicodin or stuff like that, or opiates
People
to
don't
control
understand
pain,
that's DUI.
as opposed to possibly smoking weed and maybe feeling better just doing that, right?
Right. I would rather nobody got to pain specialist.
But you don't like the smoking part of the weed. So, like, ideally, somebody would be taking like a gummy bear or something, right?
Or
that would be the
or
safest.
some of those devices that work like nebulizers. They're devices that are atomizers that work like a nebulized treatment with absolutely no carbon particulate whatsoever.
Because that's unsafe, obviously.
Yes, that's safe.
One of the amazing things that in conversations I've had with you, Michael, is you have basically said, I'm more concerned about sugar in your diet than I am about if you smoke marijuana.
Right, yes. Oh, yeah, sugar's
Why?
the worst. Sugar's the worst. It's why?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because what people don't recognize is that today's what, the 18th? What is it, the 18th?
15th, but who's
15th,
counting?
Okay, so I'm going back to Krakowa, Poland. She's Porosko now. Yeah,
Yes,
Porosko.
she changed her name.
And I go back to Krakowa, and it's 200 years ago, and I have taste for a soda. Where am I going to go find a soda?
Can't find one.
How about if I said I wanted to go find a juice?
I don't know. I think so. Right? Go eat some fruit.
Where's the fruit at? It's winter.
It's on a tree.
Don't have it.
Hold on. Oh, it's on a tree, right?
Not on the tree in the
But it's
winter.
gone.
It's
gone
not
for the
right.
winter.
It's gone for the winter.
I was just guessing.
How about February?
I didn't know it was
Can't
winter.
about
get it.
February?
Can't
You
get it.
drink wine.
How about
Yeah,
but
wine.
they had to have vessel. How about March?
All right, what's the point?
The point is that our exposure to sugars would have been for such a limited moment.
Interesting.
Okay, and I'm talking about.
You're saying it would only been part of the year.
If I knew where berry bush was, and I would wanted to use my
Gotcha.
feet
I
to
see what you're
walk
saying.
there, I would have had 7 days of opportunity to find the
Gotcha.
lowest glycemic index.
And now we can get strawberries, blueberries 12 months a year.
12 months a year.
Like you can get it every day with
Sure.
your. You can
You
get
get a
orange
soda.
juice.
Orange
I remember
juice.
you
There you
saying
go.
this to me before, Mike.
So-
is like my orange juice. What I always thought was healthy.
Yeah, you think it's great.
Right. I mean, seriously, I always thought I would have
sugar.
orange juice
I
with my
agree.
my breakfast, and I thought that was healthy. And
think
before
it's-
it started yelling at me, he's like, "You know how many oranges
I'm
you're
really
drinking right
happy,
there?"
and I would love to come and do this as an entire educational thing for the city of Hammond if you wanted to start that.
No, we're just going to keep you
Free
on
of
the
charge.
podcast.
Take an edible?
Free of charge.
Yeah, right.
That was an
You got
ice
marbles
cream.
in your mouth.
Yeah, right. Did you take an edible?
So,
Whoa! What was
Start the
that?
day off.
Kevin, back to the point about sugar.
I got a light
So
patient
imagine,
Yes, doctor.
imagine that you drove here in your whatever it may be.
Yes.
And so you put in 92 or 91 into the car that you
Yep,
drive. You buy
93
the
you did.
exact fuel that it requires,
Sure,
right?
of
You're
course.
not buying it nitrous.
No.
Right? When you fill that car, you respect its clunk at the end of the clunk, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum respect. You're not going to double it because it's 4th of July, right? When you get into it, you have this perfect application of pedal pressure to desired speed.
Yes. and-
Imagine that's perfect fueling, okay? You never sit at a red light and lean into a nitrous button after you line lock your front end and just smoke your tires, okay?
I love these
Some
analogies.
people
Okay.
do. But
But so we don't do that. But if we're sitting in a theater and have ourselves a 1,000-calorie beverage
While you're just sitting
that
there.
requires us to do absolutely zero while we're burning 60 calories, we just took in 18 times what the human body needed.
And you're doing that like
And what the we
Weekly
have this
semi-daily.
More every day, probably
Weekly.
twice, 3 times a day.
well, you see a
right?
lot of
3
people.
times a
They'll
day.
drink. They'll drink. Oh, I'm drinking Diet Coke.
Yeah.
because it's good for me, right?
Not good for
in
you.
January, I couldn't have used my pancreas to change the direction of a sugared product because it was just unavailable. They didn't grow sugar cane in Europe. They didn't grow sugar cane in North America or South America or Scotland or anywhere
Gotcha.
like that.
Well,
It
America's
was-
fat now.
Oh,
So-
we're the
so, Mike,
hugest
so,
country
Mike,
in the world.
so using
The
your
diabetes
logic-
is numero uno.
So your logic is like back in the day, people would have orange juice, but they'd only have it during part of the year when the oranges
Somebody
was
would
blown,
arrive
right?
with a bushel of
right,
oranges.
and you would have it, but it would only be for a couple
and
days.
it would be an hour squeezing it to get about 6 ounces.
Gotcha.
And now preschools have
yeah, like you said.
preschools have boxes of juice
Sure.
that are natural, but that's 4 apples in one box.
How about this,
Are you
Mike?
going to let your 3-year-old go out and find that tree in the
Gotcha.
middle of winter?
Gotcha.
Eat 4
How about
apples.
this? When we grew up, you and I grew up, Kevin. We're all about the same age. Milk was a huge thing when we were growing up too.
Yeah.
Full
right?
of sugar. Those
Right?
cattle are all diabetic.
So do you
I
drink
still
milk?
like milk.
regularly?
No, I drink.
I grew
whipping
up
cream.
when I was a kid. My parents made me drink a glass of
yeah.
milk every day with dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
Or with cereal.
That's
And
why you're so healthy.
that's another thing that's different about the current
No
generation. I know
cereal.
my kids didn't grow up
I
drinking
love
milk
cereal.
really, and right, Lindsay. I mean, we didn't force milk drinking. In
We
our
still
house.
have a
kinda
lot of milk in
lactose
our house.
intolerant.
You
Do
are
know why
lactose
cereal
intolerant,
was
right?
created? Do you have any idea why
I
cereal
had
was
cereal
created?
and that
For
was
me to
about
eat it.
No. You have any idea? If you had an idea, why cereal? Who was the first
Because
cereal
somebody was
maker?
hungry in the morning.
Who was the first cereal
Kellogg.
maker? Kellogg Brothers, okay? Lunatics.
They didn't like each other.
Lunatics, okay? So they ran this place up in Battle Creek that was like a sanatorium. And so these guys were really far-right religious, and they didn't want you having fun, so everything had to be for procreation. If you
Yes,
were going
they
to
were
be
anti-
far right,
anti-John Tillerman.
Here we go.
far right. And so they had a place. Matthew Broderick did a flick about it. It was called Road to Wellville, and
I read that
Yeah,
book.
I've seen that.
I read that book.
And so they wanted to do was they wanted you to avoid a desire for your girl. Okay, so they came up with this food product.
Now it's making sense, all this cereal.
How long does your cereal? How long does it last in a bowl of milk if you have a phone call?
Not a lot.
Not long.
not
Okay,
long.
so imagine that you have to not use your body's pound per square inch baddest ass device, your jaw. Okay, this stuff's slop. It gets into your cauldron, which is an acid bowl, and slop doesn't need a whole lot of work, so it's instantly dissolved, and you get a sugar spike, and you have an insulin counteraction, and you yawn,
Off to bed.
and you roll the opposite way of your old lady.
This is the most
John,
incredible
So it
story.
was, it's a prophylactic. It was designed as a
Now I'm
No wonder why
confused.
Kevin likes
Now
it.
I'm confused.
it
Give
was,
me,
and people don't
where's my
understand that.
cereal?
I have cereal every morning. By the
You're going
way.
to see that on
Jana,
Wikipedia.
Night.
no wonder why Jana keeps feeding you cereal.
I bought this huge box of cereal
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Sugar.
on this- next to the bed.
Frosted Flakes.
Dr.
Hey.
Mike.
Oh, okay.
so-
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead, John.
John.
I was going to say, the sugar thing. Are you saying cut out sugar altogether?
Do it as fast as you can.
100%. Just
You don't have
all-
sugar at all, Mike?
I have when I'm going to use it. I'll have stuff before we go riding or with us when we're going boarding this weekend. I'll have stuff with
So you
me.
don't drink juices?
No, I don't drink juices.
Like you don't
I'll
like?
have veggie juices and stuff like that. V8s.
What about you? Don't like lemonade? Anything like that?
I have lemon in this
love-
water right now.
You put real lemon in though.
That's all real lemon.
Lemon and edibles.
Lemon and water.
And edibles, yes.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
and just a stevia.
that's good, man.
Just a
I
splash
do,
of stevia.
like Mike's very disciplined about.
I
stuff
agree.
Like this, yeah.
And well, it's a
Okay,
it just goes to show
listen.
you.
I'm single, and my erections are important to me.
But here we
They're
go.
important to me too, Mike.
It's gone full circle.
Yeah.
Mother of
My
pearl.
erections
Mother
are
of pearl.
Pearl. But anyway, I'm not a fan
Ladies,
of sugar.
his erections are very important to him.
Hey, Kevin, here's the way I look at it.
Yes.
We couldn't have hammered our pancreas on a daily basis. Okay, we could have not said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to be asking you to counteract a Thanksgiving triple meal." Mothers don't remember their kids asking for triple titty when they were
Triple titty.
When
Hard
they
to
were
get that.
nursing them.
Mom,
Hard
could
to
I have
get
one
that.
more?
Usually it's just 2.
On
I'm still hungry,
Thanksgiving.
Mama.
Oh, it's 4th of July.
Mama,
triple
could I have
titty.
the third nip?
Right.
That's
So
when
kids-
Daddy's got to step up. Here you go,
Mothers
kid.
are
Oh,
listening.
Isn't that called the witch's teat?
We didn't do it. Okay. We were taught to do the things we do. That's why we're the ginormous society.
You know, I think you're doing a lot for your practice here.
I think I'm open. I would like to do it for society.
You are.
Okay.
That's why we have you on.
They have us 3. People don't understand that 3 meals a day only came from the Industrial Revolution when they wouldn't stop a moving line,
Well,
because you had an individual hunger sign that was
And
different
you hear
than
a lot of
Tommy's.
people, Dr. Raj, he's on this whole thing where he now fasts himself for 14, 16 hours a day.
And that comes from the fact that we
said
didn't
that's
have
natural.
lighting. We didn't have lighting, okay? So you would work during the day, and just before darkness, you would have some fuel, and that was it. You weren't cooking in the dark, typically, or unless you had fire,
point.
actually, things like that. So that's based on that kind of stuff, and we're not supposed to sit around and have a big bowl of pasta.
Three times a day.
So 3 times a day. Okay, you remember you had kids. You had kids, right?
I think.
Yeah, and so you were there when they were born. You trimmed the cord, right?
No.
I did.
Did you see that stuff?
I did.
Anyway, that cord was providing fuel from the mother's 100,000 beats a day heart. Okay, so imagine that's consistent or steady. Okay, and imagine that 42 weeks of that so somewhat imprints a child. And our organs get used to that, and our brain gets used to that. And then this poor innocent kid comes out, beautiful, innocent, perfect. You thank God, oh yes, he's got his fingers and toes, they're beautiful. And you got this kid who can't even see yet. Our vision takes minutes to hours. But somebody comes along and hands Tommy this set of shears and Clippo.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, this 42-week constant just falls off.
Gone.
Falls off.
Never thought of that.
Okay, do you know what you call that moment? Life's first signal.
Interesting.
Okay, it's called hunger.
Hunger pain.
That's hunger.
Yes.
And hunger is a declining blood glucose. And the kid didn't have to be educated by grandpa sitting next to him or signing off on a video or doing some bullshit
Just had
like
to have
that.
his cord clipped.
It's within moments.
Interesting.
Okay, and so the kid knows enough, hasn't been trained. He knows enough, and she'll find out.
I cut Lindsay's cord.
Yeah. And so you gave her
you
first
hungry?
signal in
Did you
life.
miss?
Are you hungry, Linz?
Yeah.
But how quickly did Lindsay call out to her mother? Okay, so the kids know enough to call the old lady, and
Gotcha.
she's in the room,
Yeah.
and they
Don't
share
call
this.
my mother old. She'll get offended.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry, baby. She's beautiful, and Marissa too, and Janet too.
Thank you.
So,
And
anyway.
but anyway, so the kid doesn't have to be trained to signal somebody. Okay.
So,
and so when the mother hears this, the kid gets put on the chest. He knows that too, and the kid lived next door 42 weeks, right? And then
Here we are.
yeah, could we bounce forward a little bit?
I'm going to bounce forward. So I'm talking. You wanted to about
Talking
sugar.
about the miracle of childbirth.
So that's
Dad.
day one.
And
Welcome
Yeah.
to Dr. Mike. Day 1 in the life.
So let's because we are starting to get towards the end of the show, and
You
I wanted.
think?
No,
there's
let's
one more
keep
thing.
going.
There's one more
Pegging.
thing I wanted to
Pegging.
cover.
Pegging.
Dr. Mike's the kind of guy, honestly, where you could go. So
All over the place.
So you go to Game 7 of the World Series.
I've
Dr.
had
Mike's
some great times.
Dr. Mike's the kind of guy, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been to a
Birth
number
World
of
Series.
I've been to a number of
Yeah.
events with Dr. Mike. He's the
Yes.
kind of guy that gets on national TV.
Well, but he
he tries.
he tries.
He does try.
No,
Right.
I don't.
Come on,
Oh,
Mike.
with that
you do
hat?
try.
With that hat.
You do try.
I had the
You-
that was my W. But
you
it was
do
a-
try. You
That-
try.
No, I don't
With
put
that
on some
outfit-
makeup. Did you see what else
You
I
didn't, I
look
didn't
like?
say you put on makeup. Okay,
No
I said
bullshit.
you always
Naturally
wear some
cool. It
was a
I
funny
have
hat.
self-control.
He always ends up on national TV though.
Because
Yeah,
he's cool.
sometimes
tried.
Not
But
in the
Game
Capitol.
7
You didn't see me in the Capitol.
No, we did not.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We got a story about a local guy on that. We're not going to cover it today.
Don't.
I will cover that on
The
Tuesday.
we'll talk about
Next
that
Tuesday
on
show.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we have some more traditional news.
The first
stories.
time we went to the Cubs game, and I had this. It was the
first time we met?
calendar day. It was calendar day.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
God,
a-
that
And
was
they used
right
to-
after you got elected.
This is literally when I first met Foreit.
04.
So let me set the
season.
stage before Mike tells us, okay? So the stage is this. Kevin introduces Foreit and I, right? And now Mike's going out with the mayor. He doesn't know me from Adam, right? And we're going to a Cubs game.
Early in the year. It's first. Well, think about it.
It
It's
was
calendar
like the first
day.
couple days.
It's
Calendar
April.
day.
So
I think
it's
it was
day
second day, day one.
second or third day.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So we're walking up, and Foreit's like, "Hey, man, how many of those magnetic calendars you want?" And I'm like, "They give them to us when we walk in." I'm a brand new mayor. I don't even know this dude, right?
I have a
I'm like,
couple.
"I don't know, one."
Yeah.
He goes, "Do you want extras?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay. How many do you want?"
Right.
How about 3? I don't know. Like
You got brothers, right?
And
Aaron
Foreit's like,
wants
"No,
one, Brett wants one."
I'll get you enough for your whole family. How about that?" I'm like, okay.
It's a
I'm
diversionary
like,
tactic
does he
is
know
coming.
like the person that's working the gate or
Right.
something? I'm like, sure, Dr. Mike.
Sure.
Right.
Take a couple magnetic
So, Dr. Mike,
calendars.
would you explain what happens next?
So
This is the first day I meet
this
this
can't
guy,
be done
right?
any longer because they
No.
used to have turnstiles.
Yes, they did.
And the turnstile had this piece of metal that you'd have to cross over. You'd have to hit your foot. I would trip on it.
Yes, you
On
did.
purpose.
It would catch, not on purpose. It would
Oh.
catch my toe, and I would land on top of the box in front of the Andy Frayne guy. And it would take about an inch and a half of calendars.
He
and
came
put
up
them
with
right
about
in my-
40 of
He
them.
did this like
Yeah.
3 seasons in a
We
row.
witnessed this.
Oh,
Yeah.
one time I came
It was
up
a great
short,
ruse.
and my
This
and
is
the
so
Korean
funny.
girlfriend.
He fell short of
I
the
fell
box.
short, and my
Stop
Korean
short.
girlfriend. She said you sort of crawled to the.
This guy
This is a
treats
true
people
story.
for a living.
By the
True
way,
story.
So the first time I meet him, he falls into this box, and like everybody, because Mike's a big guy.
Yes, he
everybody's
is.
horrified. They're like, "Oh my
is he
God, this
okay?
guy! Oh my God,
Yeah,
are you okay,
fine,
sir?"
fine,
And he gets
give
up.
me a
Hey,
minute.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Well, you're
Sorry
good.
about
No,
that.
he only came up with one hand because the other hand was
Right.
on his
Right,
coat.
right, clutching
grabbed
my
like-
ribs.
Clutching the
Oh,
40
dude,
calendars.
He grabbed like 50 of them.
I agree.
It was like I was like, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
I
It was
hope
like,
the Ricketts are listening.
It was
Yes.
totally premeditated, like a premeditated murder.
My buddy Eric Norden runs some of this stuff for the.
That was the first time I met Dr.
It was a
Mike.
wonderful event. A wonderful
I want to
occurrence.
say I've had some great times at Wrigley with you, Cass.
We can't
Even
talk
for
about all the times
for
we've
the-
been together.
Well, no, we can't. mention
Especially
that.
at Wrigley. That's where
But
most
we
of our
had
mischief happens.
The Grateful Dead was there.
Grateful
Pearl
Dead,
Jam,
yeah.
Yes, to everybody.
But that's Dr. Mike's trip.
But you know what?
Can't
By the
do
way,
it anymore.
when I go out with this guy, the funny thing is like he wants to be seen by everybody,
That's not- I don't
and
want-
I
you
want
wanna
to be
see
seen by
nobody.
nobody. So like it's
Yes.
a constant tension. I'm always
You're like,
bitching
Mike,
at him.
let's go.
Mike's
Let's
like,
go.
no, let's go. I want to hang out. And I'm like, no, I don't want to see anybody. Like we have that constant tension with us, which is hilarious.
Well, because when you get to go out, Mayor,
I don't
what
wanna
you
be-
like is like I want to be anonymous.
Normal person got a hat
Yeah, he
on.
doesn't wanna-
Yeah,
he doesn't wanna
no,
hang.
Doesn't want to be
And
like,
all
hey,
time-
Mayor.
Hey, listen, Mike,
so
you have something.
we go to a big concert. I think it was Pearl Jam. And
was Pearl Jam.
Foreight's got a really nice car, and he likes everybody to see it, which makes sense, right? So he
Egomaniac.
gets
Show off.
he gets
No.
No, I'm not
I got a
saying
station
it.
wagon.
I'm not being
He likes people
derogatory.
to
It's
see
a
it.
station.
No, he's
he does
cool.
like people to see it. It's a
Yeah.
nice car, and he
Look at
likes to
you.
park in nice spots.
I got a hybrid station wagon.
So anyway,
it's just arriving.
So
Nice.
he gets
I want to see that.
the most high
I'll take
profile, parking spot you could get. It
I know
was
the
like-
girls who
I
work the
know
corner.
that
Yeah,
It's like left field corner.
Yeah, it's
by
Waveland.
the old
I know the-
by the
Sheffield and
firehouse.
Waveland.
By the firehouse.
Sheffield.
You know what I'm
and-
talking about?
Yeah, Sheffield. and
They're
His
Waveland.
car is next to the firehouse.
right-
Everybody
right
that
across from
walks out of that
Murphy's.
gate, that's the
Oh,
first
no,
car
down
they
by
see.
the firehouse.
Michelle.
Left field,
Michelle,
right?
they're very nice.
So like we're leaving a concert and we've been drinking and having a good time, and I'm like very, very under the influence. Okay, and we're like getting there, and thankfully Mike was straight, right? And he was gonna drive home, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And he's like, no, man.
Take
The
hang
concert-
out here.
I
Let's
was
hang
the
out
crowd
here.
was
Out in the
flowing.
hood.
They were
I'm like,
playing
dude.
music. It
And
was
I'm like,
the
Mike,
atmosphere was
Mike,
lovely.
I don't want to see anybody. Like I'm like
Next
Usually,
thing you know.
if you go to a Cubs game with Tom, he's usually like, all right, ready? Let's
Go.
go.
Let's
We're
go.
going to beat
Go.
the crowd.
Before, right?
Let's go.
First thing after he said
with
it,
Foreit.
his people showed up. Some Hammond folks came
they're
over.
like, hey Mayor Tom, how's it going?
It
And
wasn't
I'm like,
30
"Hey."
seconds after I said
And then I'm
no.
looking
He's
for it.
like,
I'm like,
"You
can we freaking
mother."
leave?
It was the next group of people that came by.
Funny. I was like, dude,
Let's
he's
get
like,
outta
nobody's
here.
going to see you here. We're at Wrigley Field. And then they're like, hey,
just sitting
Mayor
on the
Tom,
bumper.
how's it going? I'm like, are you happy, dude? Let's
Traffic
go.
was unloading. It was the
at that
lights
point, you're
were
just gonna
on. The
sit
music
anyway.
was still going. They were playing it outside.
You're just going to sit.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beautiful night.
And now those parking spots aren't around anymore because
Yeah.
I think they're now big buildings and the green and
We'll have
things
to
like
wait and
that.
see
Thank
what
you.
season
Thank you to
holds.
the Ricketts for that. I
Yeah.
guess.
You got to come back on the show for sure.
I'll come back
Please.
anytime.
Good.
Yeah,
we
I-
learned a lot about you today.
I wanted to come in. I wanted to just walk in when I heard you guys as jovial as you were.
Well, it was still jovial with you here.
It's jovial before I got here.
See-
I was a little want to jump through the door.
I got a little summary of Dr. Mike's show appearance today.
All right, let's hear it.
We learned he was vaccinated.
Yes.
Which is important. We learned it. He thinks he already had it.
Yes,
prior
twice.
to-
At least
right?
once. At least once.
We learned it. He was possibly molested by a Cub Scout leader.
Not ever, no molestation whatsoever.
Oh, he
And
got
I
you
was-
high. He got you
and
high.
I was a altar boy at St. Margaret
Yes.
for the sisters.
Keeps
It's
getting
St. Margaret's
better
in
and
the
better.
chapel?
They had a 30 to 32 minute mass. Okay?
Yeah,
It
in the
was
chapel.
fabulous. Father Tony Molnar.
It's a beautiful
He was great. And I love the chapel. And the sisters maintain it as perfect
Keep
as the
going,
day it
Mayor.
was
We
done.
learned he hates
Yes.
juices and sugars.
Yes.
Yeah. We
He's
shouldn't be using
anti-sugar.
I'm
He has a personal vendetta against
3
the Kellogg
meals a day
brothers.
is wrong. 3 meals a day is wrong.
He really does,
Okay.
Tom.
Right.
We should. The children know to eat when necessary. We never have to train them to do that.
Personal vendetta. Keep
When the
going.
kids climb into a high chair, we know why they're there.
Don't
We
let him
learned
hijack
is
this.
erections are very important to him.
Seriously important.
Very
All right.
important.
And I'm
And?
single.
And last but not least, we learned that breastfeeding kids don't like the triple titty.
There you go.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't say that,
The
but
witch's
they don't
teeth.
ask
They can't
for it
ask
just
for it.
because it's a holiday. That was my point.
Well, Dr. Mike, thanks for coming on.
We learned a lot.
Thank you.
I love it.
I love
Mike-
you guys, and if anything I can do for the community,
Mike,
for the city, you're just.
Tell me right now, you'll come back on as a guest.
I'll come
Repeat.
back on as a guest anytime you
You
like.
forgot one thing. He also pissed Jill off. That was another
Andy
thing.
Oh, and I
Super
apologize to
nice.
Jill right now. And but here,
She's beautiful
And,
and
Jill,
smart
I
and
promise to
hardworking.
sponsor the entire sign production.
Thank you.
There you go, Jill.
Yes, and
Nail
you
'em.
and I will work on
Make
the
'em
design together.
The
Jill,
nicest damn signs you've ever seen. Like
Jill, you and I will
expensive.
work on the design together. I
Jill,
promise.
go
you.
over the top, like
And Ricky
flashing
at
lights.
Miss Prindle will help. Will
He
help.
sure
Rick,
will.
Yeah.
A
that's
sponsor
right.
of
He's
the
one of our
show.
sponsors. Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
by the way, I noticed Comp Care is not one of our sponsors. I'm sure. I'm sure we're going to
Hmm.
get on that pretty soon.
I didn't.
so.
Did you see?
You think this is just a free thing?
I
You just
noticed
come on
it,
here
yeah,
for
like
free?
what the hell? Like you owe us $240 bucks. So yeah.
50
All of a sudden, the door slammed. He's gone.
57% savings in the first year.
See,
Dr. Mike Foreit,
Not
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. I
Thank
truly
you.
the
appreciate
famous
you guys.
Dr. Mike.
Locally.
Thanks, Dr. Mike.
Locally.
We appreciate you, man.
Love you
and I
guys.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith, always the best co-host.
He was great. We worked on a case for a hero first
Back
time
in the day.
Back in the day. it
He's
was-
just closing the show now.
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me.
And the beautiful Lindsay Porosco.
Parasco,
Yay.
baby. Yeah,
Parasco
Shamash
McDermott.
Parasco.
McDermott Porosco.
McDermott
Yeah,
Porosco,
yeah.
the beautiful.
And she's starting her nursing career.
She's
Good
got
for
her
you.
scrubs on first
Yeah,
day.
She's
Good
ready
see
to
you.
rock.
I like having scrubs in the studio.
And listen, I'm the
I have
vaccine
scrubs
is-
in the studio all the time. Bang.
There you go. Thank you.
And
Thank you,
then
guys.
Oh, the
our
locomotive's back.
Our producer, John Vesmar.
Johnny the Vez.
The best.
Always enjoy seeing
He
him.
is. He
We'll
is
see
the best.
everybody on
Johnny
Tuesday.
took us to the most fabulous concert I went to in recent history,
great concert,
which
man.
was
Don't
ELO.
rub it in. I was out of
Electric
town.
Light
ELO,
Orchestra.
and I would tell you we haven't
Don't ever
seen
miss him.
Oh,
Don't ever miss ELO.
John owes me a ticket
was
for
the
that
best.
because I was out of town.
and Warps.
Next time, John.
With the Warp Speed.
Dr.
Yeah.
Foreit, you'll be back soon. We
I'm
love
hoping
you.
to come back.
I appreciate you.
Every
Tell
other
Dr.
week,
Frank I
Appreciate
said
you
hi.
guys always.
Thanks.
Thank you for
See
your friendship and trust and everything.
Left to center on Tuesday. We'll be back. We'll be talking news and stuff like that also. Thanks, everybody. Good to
Thank
see
you, guys.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. I love you guys.